you will, but beware lest anyone kiss you before you see me again. I want no kisses from anyone but you, said Prince Edgar, and leaving her in a hut by the roadside he went on to greet the king and queen. When he got to the palace gate everybody was astonished to see him, as they had all thought he had been destroyed by the giant, and when they took him to the queen, his mother, she rushed to him and kissed him before he could say nay. No sooner had his mother kissed him than all memory of the mastermaid disappeared from his mind, and when they told his mother and his father what he had done in the giant's castle and how he had escaped, he said nothing of the help given him by the mastermaid. Soon afterwards the king and the queen arranged for the marriage of Prince Edgar with a great princess from a neighboring country, and she was brought home with great pomp and ceremony to the king's palace. And one day after her marriage, when she was out, she passed by the hut in which the mastermaid was dwelling. Now the mastermaid had put on that day a beautiful dress of rich silk, and when the prince's wife saw it she went to the mastermaid and said, "I should like that dress, will you not sell it to me?" "Yes," said the mastermaid, "but at a price you are not likely to give." "What do you want for it?" said the princess. "I want to spend one night in the room of your bridegroom." Prince said. At first the princess would not think of such a thing, but after thinking the matter over she thought of the plan, and said, "Well, you shall have your wish," and took away with her the silken dress. But at night, when the mastermaid came to the palace and claimed her promise, the princess put a sleep-giving drug in Edgar's cup. When the mastermaid came into Edgar's room she bent over his bed and cried, "I cleaned the byre for thee, I swung the axe for thee, and now thou'lt not speak to me." But still Edgar slept on, and in the morning the mastermaid had to leave without speaking to him. Next day, when the princess went out to see what the mastermaid had been doing, she found her dressed in a rich silver dress, and said to her, "Will you sell that dress to me?" And the mastermaid said, "Yes, at a price." Then the princess said, "What price?" "One night in Edgar's room," replied the mastermaid. The princess knew what had happened the night before, so she agreed to let the mastermaid pass still another night with her bridegroom. But all happened as before, and when the mastermaid came into the room she bent over Edgar, lying upon the bed, and called out, "I gave my bones for thee, I shared the apples for thee, and yet thou'lt not speak to me," and had to leave him as before, without his waking up. But this time Prince Edgar had heard something of what she said in his sleep, and when he woke up he asked his chamberlain what had happened during the night, and he told the prince that for 2 nights running a maiden had been in his room and sung to him, but he had not answered. Next day the princess sought out the mastermaid as before, and this time she was dressed in a dress of shining gold, and for that the princess agreed to let her spend one more night in the prince's room. But this time the prince, guessing what had happened, threw away the wine cup, in which the princess had placed the sleeping draught, and lay awake on his bed when the mastermaid came in. She bent over him and cried, "I grew the forest for thee, I made the glass mound for thee a stream flowed from my magic flask, and yet thou'lt not wake and speak to me." But this time Prince Edgar rose up in bed and recognized the mastermaid, and called in his father and his mother and told them all that had happened, which had now come back to him. So the princess was sent back to her home, and Edgar married the mastermaid and lived happy ever afterwards.